Hi, ladies and gentlemen, it's Greg, and welcome to YouTube viewers. I've actually been talking for a little while, and it didn't go live when I first pressed the button for some reason, but we're up now. What you're looking at is a photograph of Taal Volcano, which is in the Philippines, and it's very close to where my family live. And you're watching someone who was in the area at the time, enjoying the lake. And then the next thing he knows, there's a volcano erupting. Now, just to share with some of my friends who are regulars who watch my show and my different broadcasts, the good news is that my family is safe and they're all accounted for. The even better news is that as far as we know at the moment, there have been no deaths from the volcano. So that's a small mercy, right? No deaths, no known major injuries at this time. But of course, the thing that people have to realize is that when this volcano is erupting, there's also a lot of other things happening. There's been 50 or 60 earthquakes in the last 24 hours since this all started. In my family's house, they have no power, they have no water, they have no internet. But hopefully those things are going to come back up in the very near future. But it's certainly quite worrying. Let me just tell you about where they are in relation to the volcano. The volcano is 20 kilometres directly from where my family's living, and they look outside their house. And actually, let me see if I've got a photo here. There's something on my phone. I wonder if I can get that up. Got Messenger on this computer. Let me find it. So here's a photo. Whoops, too many windows opening. Here we go. Drag that over there. And we'll put that picture up. So this is just showing the ashfall that's happened on the ground next to where they live. This is actually out the front of the house of myself and my wife in the Philippines, so very close to home, literally. Now, that's only ashfall, but the other thing that you've got to remember, there's a lot more than ash that's been falling. There's been small stones and pebbles and so forth. And in different parts of the Philippines, there's actually been objects as large as 64 millimeters in diameter, or in other words, 6.4 centimeters. That's quite a large object to fall out of the sky. So I just hope that there haven't been any large-scale injuries. Let me see if I can get some other photographs up here. This is one group of people, and I can attest, my family again were telling me that it was raining over there. It was raining mud, is the message that they sent through. That was what they were telling me anyway. And again, there's a media briefing that's being held at regular intervals. This is the Philippines Volcanic Statistics and Measurement Society that's happening over there. So they're sending out warnings and briefings. I'll just put this one back up. I had it up before, but I didn't press the stream go live button. Let me see if I can put this back. This is the location of Taal Volcano, and from there, we are pretty close to that location. Let me see. I'm going to put this one up because this is, I think, very telling of the size and the magnitude of this. I don't think there's been a lot of people who understand the magnitude of this. So there is actually lava erupting from the volcano right now. But what's also interesting, and I didn't know this about volcanoes before, is that you get this lightning happening in the gases that are coming out of the volcano. And it looks very, I don't know what the right word is, but very freaky is what I would say. This is in Agoncillo. I don't know how to say it, but it's in Batangas, and that's what their area looks like right now. I'm just going to see if there's any more newer information. But I just wanted to share with people, first of all, that my family, I should say, not myself, my family are safe. That's the good news. And beyond that, the only thing that we need in the short to medium term is power to come back on, water to come back on, and to be in touch with them, communicating with them. Just to share with you in the background, I've got another window open that I'm just going to quickly put up at the moment. This is another YouTube channel that's live streaming right now as we speak. And this is not actually live from Kuamala Tatalas live Batangas. So this is looking back at the volcano from down below. Anyway. So Junk Picker, you say you've been there a few years ago. It's a beautiful location, and I'm actually going back in April. I've already got my tickets booked, but at the moment the airport is the airport's closed. So anyone who wants to get into the Philippines at the moment, instead of going into Manila, you'll be going into Clark Air Force. But yeah, it's freaky looking at all of this right now. Let me just see if there's anything new that's come up in my Twitter feed in the last little while. There's a view from a little bit further back. By the way, the ash cloud has actually gone as far as Manila, all the way from Taal volcano, which is a very long way, and beyond there. It's covering a large part of Luzon. And here's just some photos explaining which parts of the volcano are which in there. When was the last eruption? Good question. I did hear from family members about, grandparents and so on who were present at the last eruption. And they remembered that in general, the shortest duration for an eruption at this volcano is 1 month. But around 6 to 9 months is what is expected. People who are trying to get out of there at the moment, I'll look up that date for you, Geeks Fana. People who are trying to get out of that location, as they try and drive their car, you're getting mud raining down, because just because the volcano is erupting doesn't mean that the rain stops. It's always raining in the Philippines. And so it's raining mud on your windscreen while you're trying to drive to evacuate from the area. This one, I've just found it. I was looking for something like that before. So it says here, fears of a volcanic tsunami after the volcano erupts. I've seen actually a number of papers, newspapers talking about this. There's actually, if I go to that website, I wonder, let me see if I can get it. I'm going to get a Twitter feed up for you. You have a friend that just left there last week, and he and his wife were lucky. Yeah. Just going to log in there to Twitter. And search for something. Actually, I can do it here, even better. What was the name of that website? It was something like Phil Volks or something like that. It's the official government list of reports, and it's got regular updates showing you exactly where and when the earthquakes are happening. Just give me a second. There we go. So in here, I'll just see if I can make that a bit bigger. So you can see there, that was only 5 or 6 minutes ago, 12 minutes ago, another earthquake, 13 minutes ago, another earthquake, 16 minutes ago, 18 minutes ago, another earthquake, 23 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. Now, some of these are not super big, but there have been magnitude, I think 4 and 5 earthquakes over the last 24 hours in the area. But it's certainly very unstable at the moment. Anyway, where's my web browser gone? I had a window open to have a look what people are saying, but it's disappeared on me. Window. Nope, I'll open it one more time. There we go. So yeah, Nick, the entirety of Australia is burning, and just north lava is flowing. Yeah, we can't catch a break. Combination of bushfires in Australia, then we had the hit and run in the Philippines, and I'll give you a quick update on that. The guy has actually been identified and admitted to that, and But that's the least of everyone's worries at the moment. Certainly, volcanoes erupting are probably a little bit more of a higher priority. So this is a website where they actually captured it, and the PhilVolcs, which is the Philippine Volcanoes Monitoring Authority, they were actually capturing the eruption as it started. So if you go and have a look on Twitter and you search for PhilVolcs, you'll see a little bit about that there. This one is, oops, I forgot to put that one up. There we go, that's better. Oh, Matthew Potter, a nuclear scare in Toronto today, false alarm. Well, I'm glad that one was a false alarm, but this isn't. You can see there, this is the actual lava. They call it a strombolian fountain. Fancy word for it, means it's spewing lava. And if you do want to have a look at some more information about this, PhilVolcs-DOST is the website. And just for Matthew, because I know you'll like this image, and this one was actually way cool. I think this one was captured from an aircraft, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this was a pilot's view of the eruption as it happened. Oh, now I've got evacuation sirens in my ear over here, but it's okay. It's not for me. It's my next door neighbours probably testing their fire alarm system. So anyway, look, that's all the news that I've got. If you've got any thoughts or questions, by all means, share them to me. I'm just having a look here in response to Geek Varna's earlier question. I think 1977 was the most recent activity, but it was certainly not as large as this. And since then, there was signs of unrest since 1991 with strong seismic activity and ground fracturing events, mud pots and geysers on parts of the island, etc., etc. Looks like a side view face of a lion. Oh, thanks. Or is that the picture? Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. I'm just having a look back at the eruption history. There have been 33 recorded eruptions at Taal since 1572. The most recent one, we've got 1911, which was a larger one. And for that one, there was 1,335 people who died and 200 injured roughly. Then 65 through to 1977. That one was a period of activity in the volcano. So it wasn't one particular eruption, it was an ongoing period. And now today we've got what's happening today. Is there a large population close to Taal? Yes, there is. And in fact, there's Taal Island. So there's an island in there, and there are actually people who live in the crater, if you like. You've got a lake, and in the lake you've got an island and a volcano in there, kind of thing, if that makes sense. It's like a bit of a babushka doll of this inside that. There are people who are very, very close to it. But from what I gather, and this is, to be confirmed, there's no deaths or injuries reported in the media at this stage. So yeah, I guess I did see the video from James Tanner. Yes, thanks, Arco. The biggest worry is what's happening next. So what is going to happen next? If you believe the government agency, they said that this is level 4. A hazardous eruption is imminent. And down below Batangas is where they're kind of down below the area. So if there is a lava flow and a magma flow away from the island, that's where it's going to go. So yeah. Oh, here's another one. I'm happy to stay on here for a little while and just share some of these tweets as we go along. And if, particularly Art, because you've got some connections to the Philippines, if you want to jump in and come and say hello, you're welcome to do so. That just looks so dramatic. Looks like a spacecraft almost. And I guess beyond the damage from the actual volcano itself, have a think about this. Just imagine if your home and your work was the one place and you worked at home. My family's got a business over there and they've invested in that and got a large amount of debt over there. And they're not the only ones. There's a lot of Filipino who have their businesses over there. And they're not ready for something of this nature, I would guess. But anyway, we'll see. I'm just going to throw Art in over here. Let me do that now. Too many windows open. Change source, source B, Art Carlson. There we go. And g'day, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Sorry to hear about what's going on over there in the Philippines, especially that area, because they got hit by a typhoon on Christmas Day, and
Yeah.
and then this happens, and I've known that Taal was a still active volcano. The last time James Tanner went there was a few months ago, and it was, steamy. But I think they were talking about the 20th anniversary or something of the last eruption that happened there.
Yeah. Yeah. But the last one was nothing in comparison to this, from
Right.
what I've heard.
Yeah, this is much bigger. And I have some friends that live in Cavite. They're just north of where your hotel is. They're up in General Trias. That's like halfway between there
Uh,
and
yep,
Manila.
know it
Manila
very
is
well.
getting ash from it, and NAIA is closed, so all the air traffic's been, I guess, diverted to Clark Airfield or Clark Airport.
Yeah, yeah, it is troubling.
Yeah,
Have
and
you ever been down that way yourself?
no, I've been to the city of Batangas where when I took the ferry over to Mindoro to Puerto Galera. Uh, those are the only other places I've been to. That and what was the other place? Not Trias, but
My
Des
wife's just got
Marina.
home. Excuse me 1 second. Continue talking.
Yeah, I was in Das Marinas and I was in Manila for a couple days. Took the well, great. You know. Okay, all right. Yeah, so I was back in the Philippines in 2017 to visit my girlfriend, and we took tour of downtown Manila. We went to the old section of Manila, and then we went out to Makati to the new section of Manila. And we went to the war cemetery. There were a lot of Filipinos and American soldiers are buried
Mm,
there from World War II, and got to see some of the homes of the celebrities of the Philippines. And and the Prince of Brunei has a house over there.
yeah. Anyway, let me have a look in the chat over here for a minute.
Okay.
Hi, I'm in Manila, Makati. All good here, no ashes, but many people didn't go to work. Businesses closed. Hello, Chef Dario. You're saying there's no ashes. I've seen reports of ash above Manila and landing in Manila, and also I was looking at some satellite photos, and it was definitely over Manila and further north as well.
Oh wow.
Let me see if I can get that photo. I've got one. Is there a large population close to Taal? Yeah, I spoke about that before, Gigs Farner. There is definitely a large population
Yeah,
there.
there's the
Very close on
guy.
the lower areas there.
Right. There's Tagaytay, and then there's uh, there's a fairly good sized population on the east end of the lake. Can't at the time I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I've got an older picture that was when it first erupted, which was a satellite view. I'm just going to send that to the other computer.
Yeah,
So
Lipa.
Dario, what town are you in, Dario? You reckon there's not stuff in Makati? I've read on government websites where there is ashfall in Makati.
Wow.
So
And Lipa is just east of Lake Taal, where James Tanner lives, and that's a pretty good size city. What, a couple 100,000 people there?
yeah, but certainly I've now got this to look forward to. I've already got tickets booked to go to the Philippines in April, so that's
Right.
what I've got to look forward to.
Well, hopefully it'll have died down and a lot of the ash has been cleaned up.
Just waiting for that file to come across from my other computer. It's going around the world. It's actually going from my laptop to Dallas and back down to Australia. I'm lazy. I didn't have AirDrop turned on, so...
Yeah, you don't have one of these things? They're called a flash drive. Put in there, and then
No USB socket.
oh, yeah, it's a Mac.
Hey, Drone Shots. So, Dario, look after yourself. No smell of sulfur there. Well, I'm happy for that, but I'm hearing there's definitely a lot of smell of sulfur elsewhere. There we go. There's that file. Open attachment. And I'll put it over here. And send that window live. Now, apologies that I've got other stuff in the background, but let's animate that.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Going all the way up to San Fernando.
It actually, that was the initial view. It actually went further. It went all the way to Baguio later on.
Oh, wow. That is far.
But that's the satellite view. I trust our viewer that says there's no ash outside his window in Manila, but anyway, that was the satellite view.
Interesting.
So let me have one more look through the tweets happening about this at the moment. By the way, the airport at Manila is definitely closed.
Yeah, that's
this was one of their senators going and doing a flight over the top of the area. Don't know how he was doing a flight. He must have been doing it at a very high altitude because it's not exactly safe to fly over the top of volcanic ash.
Unless he did the perimeter of the ash. Maybe he was to the east or to the west. It looks like the plume is going straight north.
Here's an example of the mud. It was raining mud.
Yep.
So that's what people have got to drive through at the moment. This one talking about a state of calamity due to be declared due to this at the moment. That's pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm.
What else have we got? As I said, people trying to drive at the moment, having a little bit of difficulty.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, that'll clog up your air filter in no time.
Well, it's not so much the air filter, it's
the
windscreen. You can't see where you're going.
That too. Yeah.
And for those who joined a little bit late, there's a view of the lightning during the eruption. So that's a phenomenon that apparently happens.
Yeah, with the dust particles hitting each other, causing electrostatic discharge.
And another picture of that.
That one is amazing.
Now, I'm going to enjoy this. Are you ready to be triggered?
Oh, sure.
It's coming.
It's coming. How dare you?
Whoever tweeted that can't wait for Greta to chew Duterte's ass for causing the volcano to erupt.
Oh boy, that's funny.
Hmm. Have we got anything else interesting worth sharing here before we say goodbye for today?
I You know who Benine Batista is?
I know that name.
Well, she just released a video of that. She lives in Batanga City,
Mm-hmm.
and she was acting like she was doing this live report with an invisible microphone in front of her and talking about the volcano and I don't speak Tagalog, so I could pick out a few words here and there, but I thought it was pretty entertaining, and
Okay.
she's very pleasing on the eyes.
Okay, I'll take your
You
word for that. I
you
just
ever get?
realised I had myself up instead of both of us, but anyway.
Well, you could have had Naomi up here.
Naomi,
Naomi Wu, cyber sex robot.
what's
She's
she got to do with the Philippines?
well, she's in Asia. She's in China. She could talk about tech stuff. That's what
Oh, not today. Not today.
her.
But just a quick comment here. Residents prepared boats on Monday to evacuate after the eruption the day before. These are the boats that they prepared, just sharing with people.
Yeah, I've
It's,
been on those.
yeah, same here. They have got military and law enforcement out helping to
Right.
make sure that the evacuation is happening.
Hmm.
I think this is a telling photograph of the damage. Even just this man's trying to rescue his cow covered in the ash.
Yeah. Yeah, those are called carabao.
Again, some of the lightning strikes.
Wow.
And the airport, since we're an aviation related channel, where
Right.
would we be without the
No.
view of the airport? This was before they decided to
Close
do
it.
anything about it. They're trying to decide if it is safe to resume flight operations.
Right. Oh, I bet that's a mess with all those people that are, preparing to leave. Oh, there's a volcano. We can't leave. Where they go? I mean, depending on if
Mm.
they're international flights, they can't go to Clark. Well, they could. They could.
They have been. The international flights have been landing at Clark. I was watching them on Flight Radar 24. By the
That's
way, here's a...
a long bus ride up there.
Oh, it is. Here's a
Yeah.
picture showing the spread that was
Wow.
a little bit later than the one that I showed you before.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know where my browser window went. It's around here somewhere.
Mm.
Is there anyone still chatting? Let's have a look. Up to 20 people were killed after their jeepney crashed into a ravine in Agoncillo, Batangas. The jeep driver was in a hurry to evacuate the turbulent long range when the accident occurred.
Oh wow. Oh.
Okay, that's absolutely tragic.
Yeah.
Drone shots, no video. What do you mean no video? Chef, I know people in Laguna, my co-workers, dealing with the ashes and the mud. The restaurant will not open today because of the difficulty of commute.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, look, I'm going to say goodbye.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, look, it was interesting to have a look at this, and I wish the best to all of the people there, and hope it all gets back to some sort of sense of normality in the very near future.
Yep.
But based on past history, like I said, the shortest eruption of that volcano was 1 month, from what I've heard about.
Right.
So we'll just have to wait and see how long it takes. Anyway, I'll put up my music outro thing, and if people want to come in and say hello and hear anything more about that, I'd love to hear from Chef if you're there. In fact, let's do this before I hang up. I'm going to paste this over here. I'll get the rendezvous link and see if he wants to come and visit.
Yeah.
Chef, if you want, Chef Dario, if you want to come in on the live stream and be on the screen, you're more than welcome to. Click on that link. I'll stay here for another few minutes. And if you come in, that would be really nice. If not, then it's all good. And while we're waiting for you for a couple of minutes, I'll have a look at my messenger feed, see if I've got anything else I can share. Window, messenger. Let's have a look. There's a link that someone posted. I'll quickly throw that over there. Whoops, I pressed the wrong button before I started the music, and then I forgot to put my mic back on. Is it your birthday today, Art?
No, Wednesday is my birthday.
Wednesday. Well, someone just said happy birthday.
Well, thank you.
I was just sharing without my mic on a couple of seconds ago. That was a little bit of tug-a-tie. Let me just see if I've got any more while we wait to see if... By the way, Enz Eno, you're from the Philippines as well, I'm gathering. If you want to come in and say hello, you're welcome to as well. Click that link that's in there if you want to come say hello. Here's another quick photo. So some of you will have recalled the story of my wife's uncle, who was recently hit by a hit and run. That's actually his Jeep, and all of the ash around it shows you just how much has landed within the last 24 hours.
Wow.
So I didn't see any of those other people joining. I think let's just leave it there. I hope it's been helpful to a few people to share what little I do know about it, and just to have a chat about it with you, Art. It was nice to have you on. So this time I will play the outro music, and if anyone does want to come in and join and say hello in the video chat room, do so now. Click on the link and see you there. Bye-bye for now.